Good morning. How you all doing? Good.
Go right into questions for offensive line.
Go ahead.
Coach Alex Mirabal.
How's the chemistry of the unit? That was something Javion talked about yesterday.
It's work in progress, day by day deal, but it's going really well. You know, and it's something that they've been working on since we started back on January the 16th. You know, so it's not something everybody thinks it happens on the field. That's the last place it happens. It happens off the field. It happens in the weight room. It happens when they're doing their drills here in January and February. It happens in the meeting room. That's where it all happens, you know, the chemistry of it. You know, so these guys, when we come into the meeting room and we watch practice or we watching drills and stuff like that, you know, hey, what do you got here, Matt? Coach, we got 4 down. Okay, what's your call? Hey, coach, we're going this to 35. Hey, we're going to go this on the backside. So that's where it all starts. You know, the chemistry starts in the classroom, right? And chemistry, the chemistry of an offensive line is built on trust. They got to be able to trust. You got to be able to trust that the other 4 guys that you're playing with know what to do, why to do it, and how to do it. That's how you gain chemistry. You can be a great player, but if you don't know what to do, why to do, and how to do it, those guys are going to say, hey, coach, that guy can't run with us now. You know, so they've got to be able to trust each other, and that's stuff that we do in the classroom, and then it comes and then you start working it on the field. So that communication doesn't happen when you get on the green grass. That's been going on since January the 16th. So it's a work in progress like everything else in the world, right? It's never going to get there. That chemistry, we got to keep building it on a daily basis, you know? So just like they're doing it, we're doing it as a staff, right? We had a lot of staff turnover, and it's the same deal. We're doing it on a daily basis. We work on that chemistry on a daily basis. We communicate in our meetings, in our offensive staff meeting. We communicate. The defense does it in theirs. We communicate in a complete staff meeting, and then we got to communicate on the field. You know, how do we communicate on the field with each other? So we're working on our chemistry. The players are working on their chemistry. We're never going to get there, but we got to keep doing it on a daily basis.
You mentioned the turnover with the staff on offense. How important is that chemistry and cohesion for staff?
It's huge, right? Chemistry is about everything. It's chemistry in a family, chemistry in a locker room, chemistry in a staff room. It's everything. And you know, the thing is, you know, I'm the only really holdover from last year's offensive staff, so they're all new, but I'm all new to them. So I put myself in their same shoes. They're trying to get to know me. Well, I'm trying to get to know them. So we're trying to get to know each other. So we're on the same boat. So, but I think it's enormous because at the end of the day, you got to be able to trust each other, right? Just like the players got to trust each other, we got to trust that we know what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it. And so that Coach Dawson can trust me, I can trust him, I can trust Coach Woodle can trust me, we could trust Coach Harris, Coach Beard, right? So we could trust each other. It's the same thing as Javion being able to trust Jalen, as Jalen being able to trust Matt Lee, as Matt being able to trust CeCe, as CeCe being able to trust Coop. It's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. We just do ours on the second floor, they do theirs on the first floor, right? So, but it's a huge thing, and it's a work in progress, and we're never going to get there, but we're going to keep pushing to try to get it to the chemistry that we need.
Coach Sampson and CeCe, what are your first impressions of these 2 young guys?
Awesome. I think they're awesome. They're because they're 5-star workers. Forget about all the recruiting hype and all that, the BS. Forget about the Twitter world and all that. They're 5-star work ethic. Both those kids. They want to do well. They want to work. They want to try to please you as a coach, and you can jump. I could jump their tail now. You know, they want to be coached hard, so I don't have to. There's no de-recruiting going on because that's not how we recruited them. We didn't blow smoke up their tails when we were recruiting them, so there's no de-recruitment. So they're here. I'm as hard on CeCe as I am on Jalen Rivers, right? So there's no star system, right? Once they get here, they're here. And they're just part of it, and they don't want it any other way. But they're doing phenomenal. Obviously, CeCe's running with the ones at right tackle because he earned it, not because there's no one else there, because he earned it. And then Sampson's running with the 2s at left tackle because he earned it. And every day they're working to try to get better and continue to solidify their position amongst the O-line unit. And the most important thing that they're working on is they're working on being able to gain the trust of the other guys in the room. How do you do that? They need to know what to do, why to do it, and how to do it, right? When they do that, Coop, hey, coach, I trust CeCe. Matt Lee, hey, coach, I trust CeCe. You know, that now they don't have to tell me that. They don't come to my office, hey, coach, by the way, I trust this guy. You see it. You see it. How do you see it? You see it on film. You see it when I ask, hey, CeCe, what do you got here? Coach, we're going to go triple 45. Bam. If he starts, then, man, he's guessing now, right? So that's what we do in the classroom. And that's how you gain that trust. But they're both doing great They're workers. They're very talented, you know, but they are 5-star workers, and that's what makes them special.
You were down to 6 scholarship offensive linemen at one point last year.
Yeah,
how do you
fun.
how do you feel the depth has improved in this group?
Well, it's gotten better. You know, the depth's gotten better. You've got CC, you've got Samson, you've got Antonio, you've got Matt Lee, and you've got Javion. So right there, you've got 5 guys. So right there, you've got depth, right? We're still waiting for Frankie Tinilao to come. We're still waiting for Bruno Kinsler to show up. So that'll be awesome. So you know, the depth is better. But you know what? The season hasn't started yet, right? So there's at some point you're going to have some attrition. It's our job to make sure that those guys that are behind them are prepared to know what to do, why to do it, and how to do it, and be able to do it like that, be able to do it fast. So it is what it is. It is what it is, and we just keep working every day. But it's nice. It's nice to have some depth right now.
In your experience, how many true freshmen have you had start?
Oh, so me personally, right? I had one start at Oregon, and it was pretty special, right? And then I had one start at Marshall, which was pretty special. I had one start at FIU, which was pretty special. Coach Cristobal had a few start for him when he was here at Miami. Before, as the offensive line coach, Coach Cristobal had a couple guys start for him at Alabama, you know, and it kind of changes now. You know, these kids come in so much more advanced and prepared, you know, and someone like Francis and Samson, they're always working. You know, Francis went to IMG, so he had his offensive line coach there, Lee Grimes. I mean, he was the offensive line coach at the University of Charlotte. He was the offensive line coach at Kansas at a time, and at a time he was the offensive line graduate assistant and analyst at Texas A&M. So he brought those guys some more advanced level skill and training, right? So CC was a little bit ahead from that standpoint, right? And then Samson, heck, he became famous, Twitter famous for all his drills. Man, that guy, he drilled on a daily basis. What he did was he took my drills, he took the drill of all those offensive line coaches that were recruiting him, and he took the best out of those drills and he created his own like little drill progression, right? So he's advanced from that way, you know. But when they're out there, here's the deal: when they're out there for Francis, I'm not thinking, oh, he's a freshman. No, I'm not thinking, hey, Jalen Rivers a junior. No, they're just players, right? So if Francis is running with the ones, I expect him to be able to do what someone running with the ones needs to be doing. I don't cut him any slack, right? And you know, he's swimming. Man, he's swimming fast. He's not drowning. He keeps swimming to the point where he's swimming with the other guys, you know? And he's one of his greatest gifts that he's got is he's got like a sixth sense. He sees things. You know, he sees things without you as a coach having to tell him. You know, and that's a gift. And Penei Sewell had it, and CeCe's got it. I'm not saying they're the same player, but he's got that. You know, where he'll see, hey, Francis, why'd you do that? Well, coach, I saw him. I'm like, oh, how the heck did he see that? You know, but he's that way, and so you know, we're riding. We're riding. If we got to start a freshman, true freshman, we'll start it. We got to start 2, we start 2. And the team across Miami, Ohio ain't gonna care. Texas A&M's not gonna care, right? They're gonna come after them, and our job is to make sure that they're ready, and they will be.
We're gonna do a couple more questions.
Matt Lee.
Yeah.
What does he bring?
Awesome.
How's he doing?
He is awesome. He is a leader. He is the epitome of a leader. He's a leader. He's urgent. He communicates. He's everything that a center needs to be. He's everything that a center needs to be, and he will be along those lines of Romberg. He'll be along those lines of Casey Jones. He'll be along the lines of Bobby Garcia. That's who that guy is. I mean, he is talented as heck. He's a heck of an athlete. He was a tight end in high school. Went to Central Florida as a tight end. They converted him to center, but he's a leader. And those guys in that room believe in him and trust him. And when he comes up and he says, hey, this is the front, they got no questions. They know. Why? Because with the authority that he says it. Now, he's an unbelievable athlete too now, okay? He's got all the intangibles, but he is a heck of an athlete. If you told me, hey, we need to play him at 3 technique, could he go play 3 technique? In a heartbeat. He's a really, really good athlete. He's got great feet, can bend, can twist, and our offensive line is where it is today from a chemistry standpoint, from a preparation standpoint because of Matt Lee. And he is a difference maker for this whole team. He's invaluable. He's invaluable, and I'm glad he's a Miami Hurricane. And so, but he's a phenomenal football player.
Jalen at left tackle, how did that go?
Yeah, Jalen at left tackle. Jalen can play left tackle. Jalen can play left tackle, right guard, left guard, and center. I mean, his versatility is tremendous, you know, and Jalen Rivers, he's a huge human being. I mean, if you've ever, you know, when he walks up on you, you're talking about a man who's 6'5", and he's 340 pounds, and he could turn the light switch off from over here, long, so he could do whatever you need him to do, you know. But he's doing really well. He's doing really well, and another guy that you could trust, right? Another guy you could trust, so you put him, and that's a great thing about the game of football and offensive line play. You've got a Samoan right tackle who is from IMG. You got a young man from Pleasant Grove, Alabama at right guard who's a true freshman last year. Who's still a true freshman. You got Matt Lee, who was somewhere else, right? Started 36 games. He's here now. You got Javion Cohen, who was somewhere else. He's now at left guard. And you've got a left tackle. That's what football's about. That's why I do what I do, to get those 5 guys who are completely different from different places, different experiences, to work together. You do that, you're going to have a great offensive line.
Coach, thank you very much.
I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.